Alright, we're back with our scout campaign and traveler here, leveraging solo Zozer rules here to do this via solo. What I want to do in this video is hopefully cobble together between a bunch of sources a way to generate the system once you get there. And I'm going to use this system here where the scout base is and our ISS Intrepid is, since obviously this system has already been mapped out. And you can see by the indications there is let's see what we got. Got a small planet, really no atmosphere, no hydrographics. They've put a scout base up here. We got a gas giant or giants, and there's the indicator for the scout base. So we're going to assume this one's already mapped, so we're just going to go ahead and map it. And to do this, I'm going to use a combination of the Zozer and this is the Deep Space Exploration Handbook from the Great Rift, Book 4. They've given some additional rules. So the first thing we did in the previous video was we kind of went through and we actually used the average. We assume this is an average subsector 4 plus 50-50 shot each hex if there's a star system. You do see here, depending on the subsector, you can modify that all the way up to the void, 18 plus on 3D. But we've already done that. So the next thing we have to do, and this kind of tracks with Zozer, which refers more to the Cephas system, the Cephas game system, open source, very similar to Traveler. We see if we were doing an actual survey of a new system, we'd say, are we jumping inner or outer? And then how to scan it, how much time, etc. But in our case, like I said, this scout system is set. First roll 2d6 plus 2 number of planetary bodies that orbit the system. Make note starting at orbit 1. Okay. But in reality, what we're going to do is many systems have 2, 3. So they have a roll 2d6 9 plus system as a binary, 11 or 12 as a triple, but I'm going to come over here. And this actually says 2d6. And then that defines the system type here. So I'm going to go for that one instead. So let's see what our 2d6, an 11. Of course we'd get something strange. Let's see what that is though. Trinary. Wow. That means we've got, and that explains it too, we've got the distant companion with a close companion of its own. Wow. That's not even the main one. Alright, so we're going to come over here and let's see if I can get this right. This is 0807. And let's see, I don't have anything about the star, so I'm just going to insert something here for now. Stars. And 0807, I'll say this is a trinary. Distant companion. Trinary distant companion with close companion of its own. I think that's telling me the actual distant companion has its with close companion. That's an interesting setup. Our planet isn't there though. Okay. Looking at this, I'll keep with that for now. We don't have to use this. That's a special. That's the one right there at the 2. And then we can get another 2. You get highly unusual. End up with a black hole if you're not careful. A solo or multiple will normally contain a main sequence star, possibly round dwarfs as companion. A second roll can be main. Okay. For most systems, roll 2d on the main sequence table for the primary star's type. For a distant companion, for a close companion. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that one yet. Let's just roll 2D and see what the main star is. Don't give me another weird result. 6. Okay, that's more reasonable. Type M, red. Well, that explains it. Okay, looks like we're going to insert another one. I'm going to call this one main sequence. And this one is a type M, red. Maybe I'll come back later and map out what the distant companion is. Then we come down. Now this is interesting. We do have a gas giant. So what I'd be tempted to do, well here, this, and that's where I'm kind of bouncing between these two. Main world is placed next, and its location determines the habitable zone of the system. Roll 1d6 and plane the way, counting out from the star. Roll 1d6, central star. So that 1d6 will determine the orbit of here, the main star, the main world. And so let's do that. Of course. Well, this is a habitable region. So this is that's a good divider. That tells you somewhat inner and outer too. Outer starts beyond orbit 6. So that could be helpful. All right. So we know where that is. Roll 2d6 with a 9 or less indicating blah blah blah. Okay, this one says roll 1d6 to determine number of gas giants if they're first present. This one does something different. As you roll for them, gas giant is a choice. Roll 2d on the nature of body to determine its general nature. So two different ways to do it. Let's see, maybe we'll do roll 2d for the density of the system orbiting a drown. Okay, first off, how many planetary bodies can we have? The number of planetary bodies, roll 2d on the planetary bodies table for the main system density. For the density orbiting a distant companion, so it's not 2d, planetary bodies. Okay, so this is 2 rolls. This says the type, and then this tells you how many planetary bodies. Okay, that's 2 rolls, where this one I think just says for each remaining planetary body that has not already been identified as gas giant, roll 1d6. Yeah, creating minor. Okay, now I'm going to stick with the other one for now and see if we end up with gas giants. I'll do it that way. So now I'm going to roll 2d6, and hopefully I don't get a strange die roll. This may conflict with the is a gas giant present or not. Roll, we'll see. Oh, 11. Very dense, 3D. Wow. Okay. No lack of planets here. So let's do 3D and see how many. 226. Okay, that's 10. That's reasonable. So let's insert here. Call this number planetary bodies. And we said this one is 10. Okay, so this is at 6. So what we can do is start rolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just start rolling out. Bring this guy back. So got the number of planetary bodies. Should be. Okay, and then once the number of bodies is known, it's possible to determine nature. Start with the innermost, closest to a star, that would be 1, and then work outwards. It is possible for all types to exist. Okay. I don't think there was a 0 orbit. That makes no sense. That would be the star. Okay, yeah, that kind of implies it. I'll look for it later. So we just go through and we're going to end up rolling this 10 times 2D. Okay. Let's go ahead. I don't need this anymore. We got the idea. Let me do that there. And do this here. Okay, and we're going to roll just one by one going out. Now the spreadsheet's going to start getting really big. I may reconsider how I do this. But this is where we're going to start. Each planet's going to get a new entry. So, well, let's try it. So we got to roll 2D, and orbit 1 has, oh gosh, an anomalous body. 12. Oh, that's way over here. Highly unusual composition, retrograde, sharply inclined. Wow, I'll have to read about that. Another 2d6 to figure out what this one. Oh, come on. Impossible characteristics. Okay. We'll go with it. I think this is the problem with Vassal. Let's see if this works. Insert. Yeah. So this one, just to keep this lined up, is orbit 1 and anomalous. That's almost worth studying in its own. I don't even know how to spell anomalous. Okay. Impossible characteristics. Okay. So that's orbit 1. Oh, wait. I can put that here. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's number 1. Let's roll for number 2. Hopefully this isn't something. 6. Terrestrial rocky. Nice. That's orbit 2. Okay. Did it wrong, but I'll sort it later. And we said terres / rocky. Okay. Then orbit 3. If I don't get a gas giant, I'll have to circle back. This is 7. Another one. Okay, this is orbit 3. Let's do an insert. Orbit 3. It's terrestrial rocky. Okay. Oh, let me make this come down. Yeah, I knew you'd do that. Okay. There we go. And then the next one, that's orbit 3. Now we're on orbit 4, is a 10. Large gas giant. Awesome. That's what we wanted. We at least got one. And this is orbit 4. I'll sort these later. Large gas giant. If I spell it right. Okay. And now we do orbit 5. It's a 4. Yay! Planetoid belt. That's this is orbit 5, planetoid belt. Planetoid belt. Orbit 5. Okay, that's looking good. And then we're at orbit 6. So we have the inner system mapped out to the main. So now we're going to keep moving out beyond the main region. And we're going to add 7. Let's see what 7 is. 7 is a 9. Small gas giant. Good. Second one. So this makes sense. So we've met the gas giant condition. Let's go for 8 now. 2d6. 8. Another small gas giant. That's cool. And that's 8. Oh, it didn't increment. That's great. Okay. And then 9. 3. Another planetoid belt. Okay. Let's see. Insert. This one's another planetoid belt. So it's 9. And the last planetoid belt body is a 4. Another. Wow. This looks like this one is surrounded by planetoid belts. And, oops, shouldn't have copied before I did it. Yep, 10 is going to be, yep, didn't increment, 10. Okay, and let's do this. And this one copies, there we go. So now we have all the info. Let's go through here and see if we missed anything. Yep, once the position of a habitable world is known, locations of other bodies. Matter for referee. Inner and outer. Inner system to be very crowded. All types of planetary bodies can exist in inner and outer. The order in which bodies indicates their order out. For example, 2 worlds. Okay. We've got the main world here. So we already did that. And I think we'll stick with that because we'll stick with that generation to identify the main world. And then we'll add the others. And then we generated worlds. Let's see. Okay. Alright, as we continue to jump around, I'm going to stick with the Deep Space Explorer Handbook, which of course then calls us out to use the size generation from here and everything else. I think I'll go ahead and do the size, and that of course is over here. This is now in the standard rules, 2D minus 2. And I think I'm going to roll this for, well, it does say right away that planetoid cluster belt is 0. So that's easy. So these get sizes of 0, 0, no, yeah, no, and 0. Now the only joker in the mix is a large gas giant is probably bigger than these sizes. So what we'll do first is let's just do these. And we'll just work our way down. I don't care about the orbit. So it's 2D minus 2. So the first one is 543 Mercury Ganymede, size 3 Mercury. So that's a 3 dash Mercury. So the main world is smaller than that. That's interesting. I guess we could call for that. Maybe I'll play with that later. So that's good. The next one is, wow, 2. Luna, size 2. I don't need to do that. 2 dash Luna. I don't know how to do that. And a small gas giant. I may have to look that up. And then there's this weird one. Wow. Let's see what it is right next to the star. Oh, I knew I'd get a weird number. It's like bigger than Earth. 9. There's something fishy with this planet. Earth plus 1. So, okay, the gas giants I'll figure out later. I don't think that's critical. And then we could check them for atmosphere and hydrographics, and I think it's all here. 2D minus 7 plus planet size. Okay. 2D minus 7 plus planet size. I think we'll do atmosphere too. These are gas giants. These are okay. Yeah, this is good. Na, gas giants by definition. Wrong arrow. Yeah. Okay. Na, Na, Na. So we only have to figure out these two, and then this one is. I'll have to read about that one. But let's see. Atmosphere is going to be 2D minus 7 planet size, so it's 2D. For this guy, it's going to be 2D minus 4. 642. Very thin, tainted. Okay. Oh, I've already got a 2 there. There we go. And then this guy is going to be a minus 5 on 2D. Wow, that's a 0. None. Okay. So, yeah, these are all zeros. Let me put something in here to make it look like 0. There we go. I'm just doing that so everything lines up. This one is 0. Okay. So, let's see if I can. I think we've done everything. I guess we can do atmosphere. No, we did atmosphere. We're good. The only other thing was hydrographics. I think that's as far as we got. Yeah. I think we can do hydrographics. Let's see. There it is. Where's the calculation here? Hydrographics. Size 0, 1, hydrographic 0. Okay. Yep, so I'm going to have to roll for these, but this one is, I'm just going to copy this. This one is none. This one is none. This one is none. Wow. That is so strange if it's at 1. I'll circle back to that. Gas giants, I'm not worried about. These are good. So I need to roll for this. Atmosphere of 0 and an atmosphere of 2. So hydrographic 2D minus 7, adding the planet's atmosphere. But we get a minus 4 if it's 0. So it's 2D minus 11. So let's be honest. Yeah, that's a flat 0. So this one is 0 also. Okay, so the only one that's a joker is this one, 3. Atmosphere of 2. So 2D minus 7, so it's 2D minus 5 for hydrographics on that one. 3. I don't know how that can happen, but I guess so. That's weird. Oh, I never got that before. That's an interesting planet. Size of Mercury here. So the only weird one we got is this one. These are gas giants. Let's just do an NA here. I'll look that up later for sizes, but NA. So the only weird thing we have is this guy. So let's roll for him. 9. How can it be at orbit 1 and impossible? That's probably what it is. 2D minus 7. And this is a 2D plus 2 for atmosphere. 11. Corrosive. Okay, that's good. That makes sense. Nope, I haven't done this one before. So, this is corrosive. Something freaky going on with that one. Venus. And you need a vac suit. Okay, that's good. So let's go down and see if we get anything. Oh, an 11 is it's really an A or a B. Hold on. Went too far. Okay, we got an A. 9 AB. We got a DM minus 4. Adding the planets. So we got minus 7, minus 11. But the atmosphere is 11. So it's 2D. 10. This is one strange planet. Probably full of acid. Oh, I really rolled a 10? Gosh, it's all liquid. Kind of water. I doubt it's water. It's something else. It's very... Oh, this is one heck of a strange planet. Fits, though. That is one strange planet. All right, we've mapped things out. We got our gas giants. I'll figure out how to size those later. I don't think it matters. The only thing we'll use this for is scooping. This is a strange world. And the base is on that one, so I think we're done. I guess if we do more detailed survey, I can put them on a different spreadsheet here. So now you see my cobbled together procedure here. Making a use of this first for determining the planets and stars. Okay, so if I had to review this procedure, and it did give us interesting results. Here's the general one. I used average. Then we figured out what kind of star system, how many stars. Then we could figure out the star type. Although we haven't even dealt with the distant companion with its companion. Wow. Then we did planetary bodies. Got all this. So I think we use this for most of it here. Combined with, of course, the standard Explorer rules. And I may have to figure out these classifications just to apply the rest of the solo rules. Garden, everything else. Okay, so I'll add that later. But yeah, just doing this has generated quite the interesting system here. Let me do a quick... Let's see if this thing lets me do a custom sort. Sort. Custom. Hex number. I think hex number is the best. And then for each hex, I'll figure this out later. I'll do it by orbit. Let's see if that works. Sort numbers, stars, text separately. Well, orbit's a number. Well, let's see if that worked. Looks like it did. Yep, good deal. So here's 0807. First it starts with that wacko planet here. I'm sure it's not water, it's something else. Pretty big, too. Sitting right on top of the sun, which is a type M red. Then we got 2 out. And size 2, size 3, nothing really special. Then we got a large gas giant. Now this may be a hot gas giant I've seen referred to somewhere else. Have to look at that. Another planetary belt. And then we have the main world out here, which isn't much. 2 more gas giants, 2 more planetary belts, and yeah, that's all we have. Okay, so when you come into this planet, you got to go through 2 planetary belts, past 2 small gas giants, and then you hit the habitable zone right here. But then if you go on beyond that, you have another belt, and then a large gas giant, and 2, and then this. Wow. Okay, interesting. And we'll do this for each system as we travel through. So definitely here, at least from a mapping point of view, wow, there's a lot of mapping work to do here. And then on each one we'll generate random events, survey targets, etc. This is enough to keep you busy. This may just be the first pass here. I got 6 months. And then we'll see what happens next. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, this will be fun. Yeah, so let's end it here. I'm at 31 minutes. So yeah, any comments on how I'm doing this, improvements, questions, etc., feel free. And in our next video, when we come back, I'm going to do a little looking up on these different types here, see if there's additional information out there to add some more color to this. But by the time we're done, then we're set up to do our first jump and start actually using the solo rules and going from there. And I'll try and sprinkle in some more, maybe not as detailed as the Captain Burnett, but maybe some more backgrounds on Sunny and Mary and Bob. Okay, Bob the ascrigator, Mary the researcher, and Sunny the engineer. And we'll go from there. So if you like this, please click like, and if you want to know the next time there's another one, please click subscribe. Thanks for listening.